The Know Your Chicago Legacy Project documents the stories of longtime Know Your Chicago members and what Know Your Chicago means to all of them. Our history tells the story of civic engagement, leadership, and friendship. Join us as we meet some of the Chicago's most remarkable women.
My name is Judy Block.
I'm Josie Childs.
I would like to tell you my name. It's Jean M. Foran.
I'm Mary Galvin.
I'm Dottie Hawley.
My name is Jan Gentis.
My name is Josephine Jo Minnow.
Ellen O'Connor. I'm one of the oldies but goodies.
I'm Biba Roche, and I became a member in 1971.
I'm Pat Sykorowski, and I'm so proud to be a part of Know Your Chicago.
My name is Iris Witkowski, and I have been on the Know Your Chicago Committee a long time.
As originally conceived in 1948, Know Your Chicago was envisioned as an annual training course for women in positions of leadership in the city. It was felt that by broadening their scope, they would inevitably find their work, volunteer in most cases, enhanced by their deeper knowledge of the manifold facets of this fascinating city.
She was absolutely unique, and she did say to me once, and I really meant it, was, if you ever want to stand out in a crowd, wear red.
The love of my life. She was so warm and welcoming because I was coming into a whole sea of people that I really didn't know, and she was wonderful.
I don't know anybody that could refuse her. She just was. She saw the whole picture and what she wanted her members to come and see. Just exactly what would be wonderful and informative.
She was like a magnet. I mean, everybody knew that everything that she touched was magic and would blossom and go on to fruition. And so to be part of it was to be part of a success story. And it wasn't going to be just ladies who have lunch.
First of all, I went to my first meeting and they said, "Who wants to?" And every hand went up. I had never been with a group like that. Everybody wanted to participate. And it was such a mixture of girls from different backgrounds, different ages, different interests, different ethnicities. It was a wonderful group. I was immediately enveloped with them. I just loved them. And it hasn't changed.
In 1971, and Helen Loring called me up and said, "Dorothy, it's time for you to join Know Your Chicago." And I said, "Our kids are too little. I can't do that." And she said, "I'll give you a year, get your act together." So I did. And I've been there ever since.
We said Know Your Chicago, but when we go on a tour, we don't see what you can just see. We go behind the scenes and see. And that's the hallmark of Know Your Chicago, the behind the scenes things that you get to see.
But just the scope of the tours that have been presented over the years is mind-boggling. If one went to every tour or near every tour that has been presented, you would have a view of Chicago that I don't think you could possibly get any other way.
One was to behind the scenes at United Airlines, something we could never, ever do today. And we all learned about flights, about how planes fly at a certain level.
I think the time that we had the opportunity and were invited to see Cardinal Bernardine's residence on North State Parkway was a real opportunity for people because it's not open to the public.
The concept of daycare was really a brand new concept, and I felt that we should be visiting some of these centers, some that were run by corporations, others private, etc. So we did do a day on daycare, and I had to do kind of fast talking to get them to do it. I can't say that I think it was probably one of our greatest tours, but at that time it was a very pioneering subject, and And I was very scared because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm putting my name on this tour, and I hope that they like it.
Once in a while, I always come up with something that should be light, So one of the tours I was involved with was how to make a party. And then I thought, what about if we would do a tour of death and dying? And it was, everybody looked at each other and said, how are we going to do that?
And now you would think to yourself, this tour is going to sink from the word go. That tour was fabulous. We did everything that you would need to know if you were going to plan a funeral.
Zion Nuclear Power Plant was not yet online. It was being built. And so we got permission to tour the power plant and to actually go into a nuclear reactor and see how that worked.
One of my all-time favorite tours was the Deepwater Tunnel. We went by boat on the river down to the shafts that were connecting the tunnel. And we went down, and it was an engineering feat which we got to see with our own eyes.
Well, now, Know Your Chicago is a prestigious group, and needless to say, I was excited when I was asked to join it, to be honest. And well, since '69, what does that give me? About 48 years. Incidentally, currently, I'm the oldest member in terms of service on Know Your Chicago.
First of all, I must say, and it is actually an honor to be part of Know Your Chicago. And so when you and when we ask somebody, I hope they know what an honorable position it is to become a member.
I would say probably the biggest requirement would be curiosity, energy, the desire to continue learning as long as you possibly can, and a great love for this city.
Well, they're exposed to so many things that they wouldn't, be privileged to see, I think. So that's the nice thing that Know Your Chicago provides for you,
Well, we went from having the lecture tour alternate weeks to having it with a symposium, and then I think that was probably when it really sort of got more tightened up.
And we knew we had to do something. And I didn't ask, I just said, we're going to. And we did. And everybody said yes, And it worked out.
Why not do it all on one day, all the lectures, and make it a day of real impact, where you could put a lot of meat into it and make the tours then very, very exciting? Well, the suggestion was adopted, but I became the chairman then of the first symposium.
You will research, you will discover, you will explore, and you will make friends among the most phenomenal group of women that you will ever meet.
Love the people, love the projects, and I love the way it goes together.
I'm very enthused, as you can see, having been there since 1974, and I continue to try to be as active as possible. And what I have to do is to try to hold myself back.
I've also learned that working closely with someone or some group of people often brings very deep friendships and a great deal of respect.
And I think that's what's so great, that everyone feels confident enough that their voice is valued and that their ideas are valued, and that's what's so great about the committee.
And I have loved it. I have loved it. It's been the committee I've been on longer than any other.
So I made friendships there that lasted all my life, and that I never would have been exposed to had it not been for Know Your Chicago. I've been around the block. I've been on many boards. I'm 90 years old, but I've never, ever been with a group like this one.